Hello, everyone. This is Walk-ins Welcome. I'm Ivy Dai, chef and food writer. Today's episode is brought to you by Culture OC, the premier arts and cultures resource right here in Orange County at cultureoc.org. Today on the show, we have Anne Marie Panoringan, food writer, who's also my colleague here at Culture OC. So she's written for Culture OC and then a lot of other publications, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Originally, I started at OC Weekly.
Mm-hmm.
That was maybe around 8 years. And then from there, uh, there was changeover. And I had an opportunity to join Voice of OC. That was maybe 3.5 years. And then all the arts and culture from Voice of OC shifted for their own separate media outlet,
Okay.
which is where we are today.
Yeah.
But in between, I would say all maybe the last half of Cultural C up until a pandemic happened.
Mm.
I had done a little bit of work with a lot of other people. I would team up with, wow, I wish I had it written down.
Yeah.
I've worked with Food Beast, LAist,
LAist, yeah.
mhm,
Eater, right?
Eater,
Mm-hmm.
Orange Coast,
Mm-hmm.
a little bit of everybody, really.
Yeah.
And we're OC, the one that you find in the hotels.
Oh, okay. So prolific. Yeah, definitely. And you were saying earlier, because you were talking about the weather, how hot it was, that one of your favorite places to go is down the street from here? Or
Yes,
yeah.
when it's not too busy on the freeway and I'm in the area. In Costa Mesa, there's High Time where it's all food, excuse me, mostly beverage, wines for sure,
Mm.
beer, and other things for cocktails. They have a champagne room, not to be confused with the champagne room in other places.
Yeah.
And freezing cold. I believe it's probably the coldest room in the entire store.
Yeah.
So just look around.
Oh, that's amazing. High time? Is it called?
Hmm.
Okay, so that's another address in the book. Hmm. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. And so so earlier you were talking about how you started off uh as like a diary, right? Writing a diary of like when you're starting your food career, but then that kind of transferred to a blog, but then that went into like a right. How you got started. Like, so can you tell us about that? How you got started?
Sure.
Yeah, yeah,
There came a point, I want to say it was post college,
yeah.
so early 2000s, where we started eating out because we were making like real money now.
Okay.
And I thought, we went to this place in Culver City, and I thought, I want to journal this, but then I also want it to be easier to read
Yeah,
because, I can't always count on my own handwriting.
yeah.
And so I blogs weren't the thing yet, as far as I could tell.
Mm, mm.
And so this
15
is
years, right? Now you
some, yeah,
you're
about
okay.
15 years.
Okay.
So this was professionally writing. This was just
Okay.
my personal journey,
Yeah.
before someone actually paid me to write. And so I, pre Facebook, there was Friendster.
Mhm.
And so I took a part of my account and just used it for restaurants, almost no pictures, just me writing about what did I eat? Did I enjoy it? Who I was with when I ate? And I try to describe things. So if I ever did go back, I can look at my old, journal entries and see what we ate and if I liked it and things like that. And then maybe a year or two later, I decided I'd heard of something called a blog,
Yeah.
but I just took it, from that point on, everything was going into my blog. And from there, I heard of a main food blog called, it was just OC Food Blogs.
Okay.
And it's just a bunch of other food writers
Mhm.
online. And I liked the content and I liked those a small community. So I reached out. Everybody was known by their handle, wasn't by their
Mm,
names.
okay.
So when I reached out, the guy's name, well, his nickname was Chubby Panda.
Okay.
And I said I'd really love to join, the group of people. And he talked it over with the group, got welcomed with open arms, and he said, we should all do brunch or lunch or something.
Mm.
Let's all meet up in person. And so I remember we met at Break of Dawn, which has been gone for a bit now.
Yeah.
And I walked into the restaurant, and it's still relatively new. When we, this is the kind of person I am. So when I found out where we gonna meet all of the people from the blog, uh, I took a coworker from my other job, my full time job at the time, and we went to the restaurant because it was brand new, and we just had lunch hour there. So when I got there, I had a good idea of what the menu was like.
Mm.
And so I get there, I know like nobody, but I see a guy with glasses and a t-shirt with a really big panda on
Oh.
it. And I'm like,
Chubby panda. Chubby panda? But
yeah.
yeah,
So I think I know who you are. And he goes, I think I know who you are too. And so I sat down across from this one guy who was almost silent the whole time.
yeah. Mhm.
And then, the various people around me, one of them works at high time. So hence.
Oh, interesting.
Mhm. And
Yeah.
then one would be the person that would, recommend my caterer for when I got married.
Oh,
So a lot of these people I'm either still in touch with or
wow.
they provided these leads that were just phenomenal.
Yes.
And then at the end of brunch, what happened was, everyone's saying bye and shaking hands, maybe a hug. Um, the guy in front of me kind of like leans in and says, "Hi, I'm Edwin."
I don't agree. Like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. He's another food writer. Yeah. I
And,
would work with.
at the weekly, I joked that he was my work husband, but
Oh,
we almost never see each other.
yeah.
We try to do lunch maybe
Mhm,
once a quarter,
mhm.
and, he I was shocked that he was talking to me because he really did not talk at lunch, he ate, and he goes, "Yeah, I go, "You're" what did it Elmo Monster,
Oh, it's still the same. Oh, similar handle.
and he said, "Yeah," and he goes, "I've been reading your work for a number of years now."
Yeah.
So my Friendster stuff, basically.
Oh,
And
wow.
so we were both kinda doing similar things,
Yeah.
except he already was on the blog bandwagon
Mhm,
before I was.
mhm.
So, it was so great to meet him, to put a face to the blog, and he had mentioned, OC Weekly,
Yeah.
and I all but, you know, convinced that he's the reason I got on board with the food team.
Mm,
So, one day I was unemployed, and I drove by this store that I was driving by all the time, even when I was working full time, and it was called The Road Less Traveled.
mm.
And so one day I finally said, I'm going to go in this store. I have time.
Yeah.
And I go in and it's beautiful and there's a lot of handmade products. And I look for like an employee, and the person behind the register was the person who would be my very first editor. It was
Okay.
Gustavo Ariano.
Oh.
And I recognize him back then from a YouTube video he did about Taco Bell.
Oh, wow.
You should search for it sometime. It's
Okay.
pretty funny.
Okay.
So what happens is, I try to find something so I can get his attention
Mhm.
because he has his laptop and he's just
Yeah.
and I asked him for help because I couldn't reach it. And it was a mobile native utensils, basically,
Mhm.
and still hanging in my house. And he said, "Can I help you with anything?" And I go, "I'd like to buy this." So he reached for it, we went to the register, and he's, ringing it up. And I go, "Are you Gustavo?" He goes, "Why, yes, I am."
Mhm.
I go, "Because you're here." And he's like, "Oh, my chica's, she's working on something else. So I offered to cover." And he has his laptop open. So clearly he was writing a story.
Oh, got it. Yeah.
And I said, "Well, we have a friend in common, Edwin." He goes, "I love Edwin.
Mhm.
He's so great." Like he just was oozing like bromance.
Mm.
Um, just nothing but love for him. And the kind of 6 degrees that was forming at that very moment, like who was not counting on anything? It
Yeah.
was just nice to meet this guy.
Yeah.
And I would say maybe 6 months later, I got like a private message on Facebook, and it was Gustavo saying, "We looked at our budget and I spoke to the team and asked them if there were any people they could think of to maybe join us." And my name came up.
Oh, wow.
So it was very roundabout,
Amazing.
wasn't I never hunted down Edwin. It just we could have never sat next to each other and
Yeah,
nothing could have come out of it.
yeah, and this is back in the day when it was to get your foot in the door, writing was a feat, it wasn't just like blogger and then suddenly you're writing and you paid. It was yeah,
Right.
it was tough.
It's just a lot of
Yeah,
bloggers and
yeah.
being an influencer wasn't really a word, at least in our industry at the time.
Mhm.
That wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
Or we didn't associate
Mhm.
with influencers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, and so that was OC Weekly?
As a weekly, I
Yeah.
did just about, I think it was just under or just over 8 years. That was my longest
Mhm.
residency. But during the 8 years, um, I like making friends,
Yeah.
as long as, you like me back and want to talk. I started writing for other publications and outlets. So I did, yeah, and you might not recognize some of them because 2020, some of them. So Orange Coast.
Yeah.
Um, I think I did one piece for Coast. I did LAist,
Mhm.
Food Beast.
Mhm.
Who am I missing?
Yeah.
There was a great magazine that didn't last long enough, and I really missed it. It was called Saute,
Oh.
and now I'm here.
Okay.
But in between, before we became
Yeah.
coworkers,
Yeah.
there was Voice of OC.
Mhm.
So when OC Weekly folded, that was 1999.
Okay.
Sorry, 2019. Excuse me.
Oh, 2019. Okay, oh, so that's pretty recent.
It was like around Thanksgiving.
Yeah. And do you always write on food and drink or do you do other
I've
types of stories?
At the weekly, I noticed they were doing some annual travel pieces.
Mhm.
So finally, I kind of was like, "Can I go somewhere? What can you pay?" But they couldn't really pay much of anything. They just paid my usual, which I'm not gonna say.
Okay.
It's just,
Okay.
but I did, a couple of stories for travel. Where, like I slept over on the Queen Mary.
Mhm.
I was up in Napa.
Oh, wow.
And then I was doing when times are starting to get tough, I wouldn't get paid by other magazines, but specifically if it was travel, the travel would be my payment. So I've been in like Texas, Healdsburg, so wine country,
Mm.
just other
Amazing.
not
The
too
perks. The
yeah.
perks, yeah.
Usually, big press trips. And there might be 10 to 15 of us all
Mhm.
staying in a hotel or a B&B, things of that nature, and
Mm.
we're hosted and guided to some great places.
Travel, yeah, and then in addition to travel, then what is some of your more memorable dining experiences, that this job has brought you?
I've always loved big resorts. I think, growing up, my parents who would take me to their parties because
Mhm.
I wasn't old enough to, drive or hang out with my friends yet. So I was just, dragged along, and I would go in these hotels and these banquet halls, and it was just so beautiful. And I'd see these caterers and chefs working, and I thought, I wonder if I'd want to do something like this.
Mm.
But I realized early on, I wanted to be in hospitality, but cooking I want to do for myself and maybe my friends.
Yeah,
I wanted more of the hotel or just not the restaurant side.
got it.
But I did learn early on that either way, you're working pretty much every day of the year,
Mm.
give or take Christmas maybe.
Yeah.
And so when I graduated college,
Mhm.
um, I had two options. The first was Wyndham Properties
Mm.
for their management training program.
Yeah.
And that sounded great, but your training would be 6 months and it could be anywhere between 10 cities along the West Coast.
Okay.
And so the other job was a computer like tech job. And that's the one I ended up choosing
Oh, okay.
because I thought computers would be really cool.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a mystery as to where I was going to be based out of.
Yeah.
But I ended up having so much travel. My first year was, well, my first and only year, I should say.
Yeah.
'cause I got very burnt out,
Yeah.
was I traveled over 300 days in 1 calendar year.
My god.
I was like I would joke that my roommates would love me because I was still paying rent, but
Yeah.
I was nowhere around.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was gone anywhere from 1 to 5 weeks at a time. I think, though, it got me to fall in love with the continental United States.
Mhm. Wow.
So, my first gig was in Boston for 4 weeks,
Yeah.
and I
Did you
loved
write
it.
did you, like, at the same time write about
I was
the
not
dining in there?
so I was doing something my best friend at the time, who was one of my roommates,
Mhm.
she was, really hardcore watching X-Files. So I joked and I made, like, a little newsletter of my own, and I just called it the Am Files,
Yeah.
and I would just draft places I'd been, you know, maybe more pictures, not really, but talking about the loneliness.
Mhm. Oh, yeah.
There were only 2 or 3 people working on the same project at a time,
Yeah.
and sometimes we're completely alone
Yeah.
up until, like, the very end.
Yeah.
So I could either be a part of an entire project, which would be, 5 weeks, or I could be at the ending where everything's carried over from an old system to a new system, and I was just there for backup and to, just be extra set of hands for hotels. So
Oh.
is their property management system. So their
Yeah.
computer system for reservations, front desk, housekeeping, etc.
Mm.
And it was a interesting year of my life.
That is, yeah. And then,
It's a
I mean, like, I would s like, for your dining experience stuff, I mean, some of them that stand out, whether it's local here in Orange County or elsewhere, like, I don't know, top 3, yeah.
top 3.
Top 5, or one that just stands out.
I like really expensive places, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
So I have to say French Laundry.
got it,
I mean,
okay.
it's not even I have to, it's I
Mm,
want to. We
okay.
we loved it so much, I have literally lost count of how many times we've dined there.
Wow,
I remember when it
okay.
was just under $200 to eat there.
Mm,
Like, that was
got it.
expensive. That was 1999. Yeah, that was the year our first time there
Mhm.
because we knew, one of the sous chefs.
Oh,
He was actually my best friend's cousin.
wow,
So, that was, like, the best, like, the biggest deal of my life.
that's the best. Okay, French Laundry, and then where else?
I'd like to pick at least somewhere recent. So, I would say I can't get enough of Truly Pizza. I know
Oh,
it's all, like, outdoors, and I don't
the
usually
place that we went to, or
was it?
the with
Yeah,
Mark
I'm trying to remember now.
with Trattoria Truly, or because you're saying Truly Pizza?
Yes.
Okay, so their pizza. Oh,
Yeah. This is
that's spelled, Trulli. Yeah.
oh, yeah,
Truly,
okay. So that was
right?
Aliso Viejo,
Yeah, Lisa Viejo.
and then Truly, like, Truly Yours,
Oh, Truly Yours.
but it's just Truly.
Okay,
That's
Truly.
in Dana Point,
Scotch. Oh, and Dana Point.
and
Okay,
then yep,
Truely or something like
Truly,
that. Okay, Truly
and
Pizza.
then they just opened, in the last month or 2, the 2nd location in Laguna. So I'm
Oh,
very envious of the people attending Pageant of the Masters right now
mhm.
because 'cause they're blocking my way in. Laguna's just
Laguna, and where else? Dana Point?
Dana Point,
Okay,
yes.
so stop, let's see.
Dana Point's a nice long drive,
Okay,
and
am I gonna make it down there? Stop.
Laguna's a much better risk,
Okay.
but, like, you're dealing with the beach traffic,
Mhm.
Pageant of the Masters traffic, just overall on
Got
top
it.
of standard traffic.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So if you're gonna do it, I would say come in off PCH. Don't try to do 133, you're just gonna get
Oh,
trapped.
okay. Mhm,
I've done it many times, gotten
mhm.
trapped.
Okay, so Truly Pizza. Any favorites from the menu?
This will sound really like a long lie. I love most of the menu.
Oh, okay.
I love their salads.
Okay.
I like their starters. Their their round pizzas, their square pizzas.
Mhm, all of it. Yeah, I think it's on one of our lists to try too as well, partner and I.
Highly recommend.
Yeah.
And I mean, I understand a lot of people like a lot of things that aren't the same as me,
Mm,
but if they haven't tried it yet, like I just begged them. I go, "Just go once, and if you don't like it, we're
Do they
cool."
have gluten-free? I'll check
Yeah,
back
check.
later.
There might
Okay.
be, like, 1.
I like one, yeah. Yeah, yeah. But then you use, like, unlimited toppings as long as you have the crust, so,
Right.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Just a wonderful place to be.
Yeah.
Ambiance, premium service,
Mhm.
it checks all the boxes for me.
Okay, must-go place. Maybe I'll go next week.
Yes.
Yes. And then since I mean, you've been around the Orange County dining scene too for a long time. I mean, so what's the biggest change you've seen the last 15 years? Oh, 10, 15 years.
I will say that the biggest change I've seen in the last since I started writing,
Yeah.
but yeah, 15 years since OC Weekly days, I wanna say Orange County has really improved they've stepped up their dining game,
Okay.
and this is all before 2020 onward, because I feel like everyone got hit, and to this day, places are still closing. They just
Mhm.
couldn't catch up to the back rent and things like that.
Yes.
Um, and it was I had a co-owner of one business, I helped out, like, with an article or an ad or something, and I said, "Oh, you're coming out of on the other side." He goes, "Not really."
Yeah.
And then it really made me think, like, yeah, it's not just about 1 year. It's about how it affects everything else in the future,
Mm,
the cost of everything. People
yeah.
just think of food. It's like, it's the takeout containers. It's the gas because you forgot to buy straws. It's
Mm,
everything costs more. And it's, do you reflect it in your menu? Do you eat it?
yeah.
And I think for a long time, I knew one of my bosses, his wife has a quick, well, no, it has a dining room.
Yeah.
So she has a restaurant, and but it's mostly takeout.
Mhm.
And he had mentioned that she had a really hard time when it was time to really finally increase pricing.
Mm,
And you know, they talked it over. It's not like pricing will ever go back down.
yeah. Yeah.
So she waited until she just couldn't do it anymore.
Got it.
And it was, it took a toll to wait that long. And then when she did, you just imagine people who would walk up and knew exactly how much it would cost to find out that it went up. Doesn't matter if it's a quarter or a dollar.
Mhm.
It's and it's still happening now.
Yeah.
It's hard. You want to support everyone, but you also need to make a living
Mm,
yourself.
got it.
And I know you can understand that.
Yeah. No, yeah, I owned a cafe before, so I remember the same. Yeah. Yeah, it was actually I had my ca this is in the south of France. I had a cafe and opened in 2017, and when we finally were, in the black was 2020, which is when COVID hit. And I was doing everything. Like I was takeout, we were what else we were doing? I was starting to try to lease it to other people so that they would run the cafe. They ended up walking away. They never paid rent. Their checks bounced. Yeah, and then I ended up finally selling it. Yeah, because there's just too many closures. We just couldn't, yeah, I mean, I still sold at a profit, but I mean, just we could not make money.
Right. It just wasn't the
Yeah,
same.
yeah. So that was yeah. No, and then you're still dealing with the stress of it, kind of the post. There's people I know who started getting hives or just recovering just from the stress because I was running the cafe, but I also had another full-time job to pay the bills at the same time
Sure.
for several years, until I could sell it. So yeah, it's dismal.
You figured it, you went through it before everyone else,
Yeah,
it sounds like.
yeah. Oh well, since the beginning, the first closure down because then you're just throwing away your food. So it's like
It's so sad. I could see, just like dollar signs and, I mean, when everything was starting to close, like permanently,
Mhm.
I just I couldn't get myself to write about closures because what good does that do?
Yeah,
It just
yeah.
makes people, oh, they're closing. But like, I want to tell people, there are these places that are open right now that maybe you haven't heard of yet.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't have representation.
Mm.
Maybe they don't have enough money, just enough to bake empanadas, enough to maybe make a flyer that they can post.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
they're the ones that need the business most.
yeah. Mhm.
And it's, I guess that was my way of trying to promote.
Yeah, that's so great. Yeah. And then, I mean, what are some of the places that you frequent? Do you have a sort of like favorites that you and your husband go to? Yeah.
Favorites. I would say, it's hard when we're, getting inspired or going out with friends, like
Yeah.
back of your mind, you're always like, what did I write about?
Yeah.
Did I write about here? Uh, somewhere I go all the time is in Irvine.
Mhm.
It is down by where all the hospitals are, kind of 405, um, Sand Canyon area.
Mhm.
And it's not attached to a hospital. It's actually diagonal from, oh my goodness, it's this big video game company.
GameStop? You mean?
No,
Okay.
it's a they create the games.
Oh, okay.
It's probably I joke like it's the only property in business in Irvine that has like these steel like gate
Mhm.
poles and a
Yeah.
guard outside of
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and name escapes me. I'm gonna remember this
Okay,
in
it'll
three
come back.
hours. Um, and the place I'm trying to talk about is called Switch Bistro. So
Switch?
so it's like sandwich without the and. So
Oh,
Switch.
switch, okay.
And they have, I like their breakfast burritos.
Mhm.
And then at lunch, when people say, "Oh, what do you recommend?" Korean barbecue sandwich.
Oh,
Like
okay.
the sauce and the spongy bread,
Yeah,
it's very hard to stop eating.
okay,
Is
okay.
that 3 places? I hope that was 3 places.
Yeah, no, and then maybe like a fine dining location?
Fine dining. So we're addicted to resort restaurants
Okay.
since we have all these great places
Yeah,
south.
yeah.
So it would be it's hard mostly because studio reopened
Mhm.
and reimagined the menu,
Yeah.
and we just, like, fell in love.
Oh, okay.
We used to have a rotation of all the, hoity-toity restaurants that we only go to once a quarter,
Got it.
and, I think because it's, like, brand new again, they didn't lose a chef
Yeah,
or a star or
yeah.
anything like that. Studio I think now it's called, Studio Mediterranean, and that's inside the Montage Resort,
Okay, the montage. So
Laguna.
mhm, so you have the great view and the great food.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Gotta stop in the lobby and look down at the pool and the ocean and the waves and
Okay.
kinda epic.
I'm all mentally notating all right. The next places I'm gonna eat. Yeah, and then so if people want to know or, like, keep up with you, for your recommendations or just, you know, keep up with what you're doing, like, are you on Instagram or do you
Definitely.
okay,
So it's my handle, Brekkiefan,
okay.
BrekkieFan, Brekkiefan, one word,
Ricky fan.
no numbers, no dots.
Okay.
That's
Sweet.
because breakfast is my favorite meal of the day. Once
Yeah.
upon a time, I had a book, and I believe it was from Jamie Oliver, and near the very end of the book, he referred to breakfast as brekkie.
Ricky, yeah.
He said, like, almost the very last page, and it said something to the effect of, "If I can have any kind of restaurant, like, any kind of cuisine," he wanted a very casual breakfast place with
Mm,
egg dishes and waffles and savories and sweets, and he called it was a brekkie place.
yeah.
So I use that as my handle because I will have breakfast any time of day.
Yeah. I love breakfast as well.
Love eggs, pork products,
Yeah.
spam,
Yeah.
all the things.
That's so great. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and it was such a pleasure hearing about your journey and then also some of your food recommendations. Yeah. So that's all the time we have for today. You can go ahead and find us on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts under Walk-ins Welcome. And you can also follow me on Instagram at Ivy Eats and TikTok at the Ivy Eats. And we'll see you here next time on Walk-ins Welcome. Bye.